Hi everyone, welcome to my video tutorial. Today I will explain how a quarterback decides who to throw the football to on a passing play. Throughout the throughout a football game, the average viewer will often ask, "Why didn't he throw it to the wide open receiver?" Or "He's open." Well, there's a lot more to passing the football than you might think. For a quarterback, having the skill to be able to understand a defensive coverage can be the difference between completing a pass or throwing an interception. If you're an average football fan or a football enthusiast, maybe even somebody interested in learning a little more about the game itself, then this tutorial is for you. Let's get into it. NFL.com tells us that the first step for the quarterback is to identify the defensive formation. Defensive coverage can vary from play to play. The two most often forms of a defense is man-to-man or zone coverage. In man-to-man coverage, each defender is responsible for covering one offensive receiver. These players are eligible to catch the football. Man coverage is often recognized when the defender is aligned very closely to the receivers pre-snap. The defender will run with the receiver throughout the entirety of the play. A very easy way to exploit man coverage is identifying mismatches such as a slower defender on a speedy receiver. Zone coverage, on the other hand, defenders are responsible for a specific portion of the field rather than covering an individual receiver. Defenders often scan the field or look at the quarterback in zone coverage. Quarterbacks will look for the gaps between defenders when trying to exploit zone coverage. FootballXsandOs.edu tells us that once a quarterback identifies the pre-snap coverage, the quarterback will then snap the football to check for his post-snap read to confirm the coverage. His first key is the safeties. The safeties will tell a quarterback what covers the defensive end. Today, we will be discussing one of the pass concepts that is used in all levels of football. This pass concept requires a quarterback to identify the coverage, read the coverage, and then complete it to the receiver that is open. This pass concept is called shallow dig. This pass concept is often ran with four receivers. As shown here on the screen, here is shallow dig, the pass concept. We will first start with the receivers. Here shown, we have four receivers, a running back, a quarterback, and five offensive linemen, the center being the square, the person who snaps the ball to the quarterback. The X receiver here will be running a 10-yard post route. That is a 10-yard straight and then running at a 45-degree angle across the field. The H receiver will run what we call a shallow route. A shallow route is essentially a drag or a route getting across the field at the heels of the D lineman. So he will be running straight across at about 2 yards across the field. The Y here has a 10-yard dig route. A 10-yard dig route is ran at 10 yards straight for 10 yards, and he is breaking it across, okay, here shown across the 30. His route is to be ran at the outside shoulder, okay, of this defender that is lined up over top of him. The Z has what we call an MOR. This is a mandatory outside release. He is releasing outside shoulder of this defender that is over top of him. The F has what we call the safety net or the check down, which is the swing here. This is a route designed for the quarterback. If he is unsure where to throw the football to based on the coverage, he can always check it down to this defender as a safety net. The coverage we will be exploiting today is a cover 3 with one safety in the middle of the field. This coverage requires the corners here on the edge to be responsible for a deep third. They are covering from the hash to the sideline on both sides of the football. This free safety in the middle of the field is responsible for covering hash to hash, deep third. These guys are to not let anything behind them and keep everything in front of them. These four defenders in here underneath are responsible for a fourth of the field. So this boundary safety here is going to be responsible for what we call the curl flat, and that is from the sideline to the numbers, give or take here, until 10 yards. The wheel here is responsible for about the same thing, a fourth of the field, okay, up until 10 yards. The Mike, same thing. He has a fourth from the middle of the field to right outside the hash at 10. And this strong safety here will be responsible for from the sideline to about 5 yards inside the numbers, covering the curl flat area, or the hook curl flat area. These defenders are in zone coverage, so they will pass the routes on. They're not chasing. The first read in this play here is going to be our Z. The quarterback will be checking the corner here. If the corner is pressed and he likes his matchup on the edge, he can take it. So that is his first progression. That is where his eyes will go after the ball is snapped. The second read is this Y here. This Y receiver will be running the 10-yard dig route as we spoke about. He is going to run to the outside shoulder of this Sam here and will be breaking it at 10 yards. The second or third progression, will be the shallow route from our H. This shallow route will be determined by what this safety or what this the strong safety does. What does he chase the shallow? Then the quarterback will throw the dig route. If he runs with the dig route, then he will throw the shallow underneath. If, for whatever reason, the shallow and the dig are covered, then the quarterback can look to his fourth snap read, his fourth progression being this backside post. If the free safety, okay, were to cover this dig route coming across the middle of the field, then the quarterback can throw the post route behind his head. If he doesn't like any of that, he has his check down in the F. I will now show you a video clip of this play being ran live. Same formation here, same defensive coverage. We have our Z running the MOR. We have our Y running the 10-yard dig. We have the H running the shallow route at the heels of the defensive lineman. And we have the X running the backside 10-yard post. The F will be running the check down or the swing. And this first read, remember, is this Z defender or this Z receiver. Then the Y, then the H, then the X, and then the running back. This is a true right to left read. So his eyes immediately go to the Z here. He looks it off because he is covered here by this defender. He now is going to go to his Y here. The Y should be running to the outside shoulder of this defender. He chooses to go to the inside. The defender chases. So the next progression for the quarterback will be the H. As you can see, the H is running across here. He is open. Quarterback throws it. H catches the football, gets upfield, and scores for a touchdown. Sometimes defenses are unpredictable, and a quarterback must adjust during the play. Two ways that they adapt are blitz recognition and the scramble drill. If they realize that defenders from the second level are coming after them, the quarterback knows there is a gap or receiver uncovered. Dan Orlovsky from ESPN tells us that if the pocket collapses during the play, the quarterback must extend the play and roll out of the pocket. If the receivers realize that there's a scramble drill in place, they must adjust their routes and come back to the quarterback. And that is how a quarterback decides on who to throw the football to based on the defensive alignment. Next time you're sitting at home or on your couch hearing somebody saying, why didn't he throw it to the wide open receiver? You know that the quarterbacks have a progression that they follow based on the defensive formation and the defense's reaction to the play. As told to us by livescience.org, by going through their progressions and making adjustment made by the quarterbacks, they're able to make the best decision for for the play that is at hand. I hope that you leave here having a better understanding of what a quarterback is seeing when he gets up to the line of scrimmage and what he thinks throughout the duration of the play. Thank you for watching.